In the summer of 2011, the depths of the Baltic Sea concealed something that, to this day, defies all explanations. A commercial dive team, Ocean X, ventured into the remote northern reaches, searching for lost shipwrecks and hidden treasures beneath the waves. They were seasoned explorers, skilled in uncovering secrets left forgotten on the ocean floor. Yet this time, they would stumble upon something that would haunt their every attempt to unravel its mystery. It started with a routine sonar scan. As they combed through the seabed, an unusual contact began to form on their screens, an anomaly that would change everything. At first, it was just a blurry outline, but as the readings sharpened, the team realized they were staring at a large circular object resting on the seabed, measuring roughly 200 feet across. Its shape was unnervingly precise, almost too perfect to be natural. In that fleeting moment, excitement filled the room, but soon enough a chilling thought settled in. What was this thing lying silently on the seabed, undisturbed until now? The object appeared far too remote for it to be a downed ship or conventional wreckage, and yet they couldn't rule it out. After all, they'd stumbled upon World War II-era aircraft and shipwrecks before, treasures lost in time. But this was different. Despite their intrigue, Ocean X knew they couldn't just dive in. The Baltic Sea had unpredictable weather, and storms were brewing. Time was slipping away, but they pressed forward, readying their equipment for a closer look. The sea grew rougher as they took up position. On deck, technicians hurriedly prepared the remotely operated vehicle, aware that they had only a brief window to work with. Down below, the tension grew palpable. Peter Lindby and Dennis Osberg, the team's founders, stared intently at the sonar screens. Their minds raced, a torrent of questions. Could this be some ancient ruin, perhaps a geological oddity? They'd heard of peculiar formations in the ocean, but this was unlike anything documented. Finally, the signal came. The ROV had been deployed, and they watched anxiously as it began its descent into the dark waters below. Their screens showed murky water, visibility poor, as the twin spotlights on the ROV struggled against the silt-heavy depths. The tension was unbearable as the depth counter slowly ticked up. Then, around the 80-meter mark, something shifted. The sonar feed went static and then darkness. The ROV's compass spun wildly. In an instant, their view was lost. Panic struck as the crew scrambled to regain contact. Minutes felt like hours, their anticipation met only by flickering monitors. The image on the screen was unlike anything they'd expected. A set of stone-like steps, rigid and deliberate, sitting ominously at the base of the anomaly. No one moved, their eyes fixed on the monitor, transfixed by the strange formation. Stone steps in the middle of the Baltic seabed. The formation looked out of place. The object, this anomaly, had structure. There were geometric lines, grooves cut deep into its surface, and what appeared to be a domed compartment rising from its core. It felt ancient, yet remarkably preserved. They managed to capture a few images before the ROV cut out again, another system failure. Something or someone was seemingly determined to keep them at a distance. Whatever this object was, it held onto its secrets tightly, sending them back with even more questions. Back on shore, Peter and Dennis pored over the footage, scanning each frame, each pixel, hoping to find an answer. The anomaly was circular, perfectly symmetrical, almost as if it had been crafted. Was it the work of an ancient civilization, or something far more unfathomable? This wasn't Ocean X's first encounter with the unknown. The company had risen to fame in 1992 when it uncovered the remains of a long-lost American B-17 bomber off the Swedish coast. Over time, they grew bolder, searching for shipwrecks rumored to hold immense wealth. They'd recovered luxury items, from precious cognac to centuries-old champagne, preserved in the icy waters and auctioned off to private collectors to fund future explorations. But the Baltic Sea anomaly was different. It was more than just a shipwreck or a time-worn artifact. It was a puzzle, a challenge to everything they knew about the depths. With images and data in hand, Peter and Dennis were determined to return, but they knew they needed better equipment, and so they spent a year preparing for their next dive. They would face skepticism, rumors, and relentless questions, but the allure of the unknown was impossible to ignore. When Ocean X returned to the anomaly site the following year, they were ready. They had better sonar equipment, reinforced ROVs, and a new resolve. Yet, as soon as they neared the anomaly, strange phenomena returned with a vengeance. Power drained inexplicably from their equipment. Satellite phones lost charge within minutes. Even their sonar systems began to glitch, refusing to give a clear picture. As their ROV descended again, it failed as mysteriously as it had before, cutting out whenever it approached the anomaly. Despite the setbacks, divers took to the water, armed with conventional gear, and what they saw only deepened the enigma. The anomaly's exterior showed an array of lines and grooves that hinted at rooms, corridors, architecture. They found holes bored into its surface and shapes that seemed deliberately formed, almost too perfect to be natural. As they combed the site, they found other oddities. Rectangular blocks, stone monoliths, and strange objects lay strewn around the main structure, some sinking deep into the sand, others appearing to connect to what lay beneath. It was as if they had uncovered the remnants of an entire structure hidden beneath the sea. The Baltic Sea anomaly has inspired a plethora of theories, each one more perplexing than the last. Over time, enthusiasts, scientists, and conspiracy theorists alike have tried to unravel this enigma, proposing explanations ranging from the scientific to the fantastical. During the last ice age, massive glaciers covered the northern hemisphere. These glaciers scraped the Earth's surface, creating deep gashes, ridges, and deposits in various shapes. Could the anomaly simply be an unusual product of this natural phenomenon? Its circular shape, some say, might be the result of unique glacial erosion patterns that carved out the symmetrical shape we see today. Others point to a geological feature called a magma pillow, which forms when lava extrudes from the Earth's crust under immense pressure, creating round, pillow-like formations. However, critics of this theory argue that the Baltic Sea's volcanic activity ceased millions of years ago, making such a formation unlikely. One of the most striking aspects of the anomaly is its interference with electronic equipment. Geological formations do not usually emit electromagnetic disturbances strong enough to disrupt ROVs, compasses, and other gear. Some scientists speculate that the anomaly could contain magnetite or other highly magnetic minerals left behind by ancient volcanic activity. While this might explain some of the interference, it does little to account for the precise, almost artificial shapes observed on the object. For many, the geological theory, while plausible, struggles to explain every facet of the anomaly. The anomaly's interference with electronic equipment is strikingly similar to documented Nazi experiments in electromagnetic technology. During the war, the Germans were developing various radar jamming and sonar disruption devices. Some historians argue that this site could have been part of an underwater testing ground, a hidden bunker, or even a sonar-disrupting decoy to throw off Allied ships. This theory speculates that Nazi engineers might have constructed an artificial structure on the seafloor, camouflaging it to evade detection. Over time, this bunker or platform might have eroded, leaving behind the enigmatic anomaly that puzzles us today. The anomaly's round, disc-like shape resembles common descriptions of flying saucers. The distinct steps and corridors observed by Ocean X further fuel the notion that it may be a constructed object, perhaps an ancient craft from another world. The strange power fluctuations and electronic malfunctions also add credence to the UFO theory. Many UFO sightings, particularly those involving military or high-tech equipment, have reported similar electromagnetic interference when approaching a supposed craft. Could it be that this is a downed spacecraft, its energy source still partially active, sending out signals or creating a field that disrupts modern technology? Some UFO researchers propose that this anomaly could be far more than just an alien ship. It could be evidence of ancient extraterrestrial visitation. The theory suggests that an advanced civilization may have visited Earth long ago, possibly influencing the development of early human societies. Sites like Stonehenge, the Great Pyramids, and now the Baltic Sea anomaly may all be part of an interstellar breadcrumb trail left by beings from another world. Perhaps, some propose, the anomaly could even be a remnant of an extraterrestrial outpost or docking station for alien crafts, submerged over centuries by the shifting sea. To this day, the anomaly resists explanation. Samples collected from the site showed basaltic rock, a volcanic material foreign to the Baltic region, which hadn't seen volcanic activity for millions of years. Its mere presence there raised eyebrows, fueling endless debates among scientists. The mystery around the Baltic Sea anomaly has only deepened over time. OceanX has plans to return, hoping to raise funds for further explorations, to send divers equipped with the best technology to once and for all uncover the secrets lurking in the depths. But each attempt seems to be met with more barriers, as if something doesn't want them to uncover the truth. What lies beneath the waves? A geological wonder, a fallen relic, or the ruins of an ancient civilization? Or perhaps a cosmic artifact, stranded and waiting? The questions continue, swirling just below the surface, unanswered. And maybe, just maybe, the more we try to understand, the further the mystery pulls us into its depths.